Well, I was born down in the Southland 20-something
Hello and welcome back. My voice has returned, and so have the wonderful recipes. And people are mowing the yard outside! Welcome to Simply Done Cuisine. I'm Jeremiah, and I'm back, and I got some great recipes for you today. I got Thai-influenced basil wraps filled with grilled salmon and lots of herbs. Dang! Then we're going to take the leftover salmon, sear it up, make some rockin' salmon cakes, and serve it up with some grilled asparagus. Stick around. We want to get the salmon and the asparagus started early. That way they can marinate while we get together the rest of our mise en place for our wraps and our salmon cakes. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get started. We're going to get started by trimming the ends off the asparagus, okay? You only want to trim up the white part. So this part right here, cut it off. This part, you can keep it. It's only the white parts you want to get rid of, because they're going to be woody and tough, and well, you really just don't want to eat that part. So cut them off and put them in a compost bin. I'm going to show you how to bust up some garlic. Here we go. All you want to do, take your clove, place it on the cutting board nice and flat. Then you want to take the side of your knife, smash it. That's going to get the peel off for you. Then slice it a few times, mince it back and forth, and you're done. It's that easy. Less than a minute, boom, some garlic on the fly. After we rub the salmon with oil and garlic, we're going to cover it with plastic and pop it in the refrigerator. As for the asparagus, the garlic's been added. Hit it with some olive oil and toss it around. Then we're just going to let it marinate while we get the rest of our meats together. Make sure you mix the asparagus thoroughly. You want each stalk to be completely coated in oil and garlic. Good for the belly! Next, we need to trim our bell peppers. We're going to clean them up. Then we're going to slice half of each pepper for the wraps and then dice the other half of each pepper to go for the salmon cakes. So you can see we have our sliced bell peppers for our basil wraps and our diced bell peppers for our salmon cakes. On to the red onion. First, we will peel it, then we're going to slice it in half. After that, half of it will be shaved into very thin slices, which will be soaked in ice water. The other half is going to be fine minced and added to the diced bell peppers. Here's Johnny. Cucumber, that is. Cucumber, first what we want to do is we want to peel it. Then we're going to cut it in half, slice it into very thin strips. That way they can run the length of our wraps. Once you cut it in half, put it in a bowl. We're going to reserve it for later. It's best to keep the seeds out of these wraps, but that doesn't mean they're trash. Gobble them up as a snack. Woo-hoo! I have my carrots and I already have them peeled. Next, we're going to use our peeler as if it were a knife. We're going to shave very thin pieces of carrot. That way they're slim and crunchy in our wraps. We're going to do that with two, and with the remaining one, we're going to small dice it, and we're going to add that to the mix for our salmon cakes.
Come down, selector.
Next up is the herbs. We want to mince the cilantro and separate it in half. That's going two places, remember? Then the basil, we want to pick off 12 basil leaves for garnish and then mince the rest of the basil and the mint. That way we're going to have cilantro, mint, and basil all to go with our wraps. Whoa, 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 whoa. Before I start mincing the herbs, I want to get a pot of water on for my vermicelli noodles, and I want to fire up the grill. That way it'll be nice and hot when it's time to roast off the salmon and the asparagus. What I like to do with my mint leaves, stack them up and slice them into long thin strips. Vermicelli pasta. Actually super easy to work with. All I do is I put a pot of water on the stove and I bring it to almost a boil. Turn it off and then I drop in my pasta. Let it sit for about 3 to 5 minutes, stirring it of course, and then I take it out of the water and drain it completely. After that, I toss it with just a little bit of sesame oil to give it some flavor. Then we're going to stick it in the refrigerator and let it chill until we build our wraps. To drain my vermicelli pasta, I'm going to use this fine mesh strainer. That way I don't lose any of my noodles. Whoop, down the sink. Don't forget, right before the salmon goes on the grill, salt and pepper, a little bit of pan spray so it doesn't stick, onto the rocket hot grill. Wait for it to release itself from the first side before you flip it over. That's when you know it's ready to turn. Chop. Woo! It's actually warm outside and over the grill. Asparagus, oh look, you can see it. It's still steaming right off the grill. Now I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper, soak that up, it's gonna be delicious. Then I'm gonna go outside and grab the salmon. We're gonna cool everything down. Then we're gonna start building these meals. After the grilled asparagus has been seasoned and cooled, separate it. We need 2/3 of it to go to the salmon for tomorrow, and 1/3 is gonna be used for the Thai basil roll-ups. This is the rice paper we're going to be using to make our basil rolls. Now, you can tell it's not real pliable right now. In fact, yeah, it'll break into pieces. So what we want to do is take a shallow dish. I'm using this pan, and I have it about halfway full of cold water. Now, the package says these need to soak 5 or 6 seconds. That's not the case. 30 or 45 seconds is more like it. That way they'll be nice and soft for us to chomp right into. They're tough. As you assemble your basil rolls, you want them all to stay moist. So take a damp paper towel and put it on a plate to put your basil rolls on. You can see I have all my mise en place laid out, and I have my container for my rice paper. As you get better at it, you can layer in your pieces. Your newest piece is going on the bottom, and that way you don't have any downtime between rolls. I like to load all kinds of crazy stuff into mine. And the best part is you can make them all the same or all different. It's totally up to you. The garnish on these beautiful wraps, simply take a basil leaf and place it into the final roll. Then the last roll will hold it in place, making it absolutely beautiful. Ooh. Holy Thai basil roll, Batman! That's a bunch of rolls! Now we're going to put together the salmon cakes, then I'm going to show you how to plate all of it up. So I screwed up pretty tootily bad and deleted half the footage from the other camera. So, yes, now I'm stress eating chocolate chips. Shoo! Hot dog, that's a good looking mix for these salmon cakes. You're not going to get to see me grilling the salmon, sorry about that. I really am an unemployed chef and I'm not going to go out and buy more salmon to film it again, but this is the proof that I really cooked it on the grill. This is the 2/3 of a salmon that we're going to add to the diced bell peppers and carrots. We're simply going to break the salmon apart with our hands, placing it in the bowl, then add the eggs and the breadcrumbs and mix it together with a fork. To get nice even cakes, I like to pack them together and then use both of my hands to form it into a nice even cake. Almost looks like a hockey puck. Salmon cakes. They are patted out, ready to go. I'm going to preheat an iron skillet to about medium high, let it start smoking a little bit. I'm going to add a teaspoon of oil and then start searing my cakes. Once your salmon cakes come out, add in your asparagus. Then we're going to hit it with half a cup of white wine and cook it for 1 minute. Once the wine reduces by half, you can add 2 tablespoons of butter and whisk it in. Now let me show you how we want to plate up the salmon cakes. We're simply going to place one on the plate, place a few pieces of asparagus beside it, and that delissimo pan sauce you just made, a small spoon right over the top of your salmon cake. Enjoy. That episode is complete. It was the episode of episodes that did not want to be filmed no matter what. I was sick, I lost half my footage. Hopefully it pieced together and you enjoyed it okay. I prevailed and we prevailed with our food. Thai basil rolls stuffed with grilled salmon, lots of herbs, lots of veggies, super healthy and perfect for this time of year. We then also made a little more solid dish, seared salmon cakes with grilled asparagus and a light pan butter sauce. Delicious. Can't wait to see you next week.
Well, good morning, Captain. Good morning to you, shine. Well, do you need a new mule skinner? Hide on your new mudline. Hey, 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 we're gonna do a little bit of the mule skinner blues. Well, I smell your bread a burning. Woman, go and turn your damper down. Turn it down.